Brother, how are you doing? So, today we're speaking about confidence. And do you not just think confidence is so weird as a concept, as a phenomenon? You could have two people, right? So, take person A and person B. Person A is really confident when it comes to building new relationships with the opposite gender. So, he's really good at speaking to women. He can cold approach. But when it comes to speaking to other men and making friends, oh, he's terrible. He's useless. He just shells up, right? And then take person B. They've never had a girlfriend. They're way too awkward to speak to women. They're like a borderline incel. But they have so many new friends and they make new friends so easily. And don't you just think it's weird how people can be confident in different ways? Confidence is this weird phenomenon where, based on your experiences early on, you either are confident or you aren't. It's as simple as that, right? And then as you get older, depending on again your actions and as well how generally like self-aware you are of what you do and your actions, then you either build it or you self-analyze into this cesspit of like insecurity, and then eventually, way later down the line, you eventually get to this age where you just don't give a fuck about anything anymore, and you have this innate confidence no matter what you do because you just don't care about other people and their opinions, which is what everybody wishes they had. But I feel like everybody watching this video is a million miles away from that, you included and me included as well. um yeah, confidence is weird. So take me for example. I grew up really unconfident. I, did I? Yeah. So until about the age of 10, I didn't have any confidence. I was anxious to walk to the shops on my own in case I saw someone I knew and I had to talk to them outside of school. In school, I was completely fine as a young lad, a young whippersnapper. But outside of school, I was funny. I didn't have any confidence. And then get to around the age of 13, as I'm entering secondary school in the UK, and I become this class clown. I've got this untouchable confidence where I'll pipe up in class and make jokes, and I had so many friends at that age, right? And then I get to around the age of 18, and based on experiences or my actions or whatever, as well as what I said about being so self-aware that you drive yourself into this cesspit of insecurity, my confidence takes a huge hit. And from around the age of 20 until fairly recently, I really struggled with confidence and anxiety. And as I got older, as I said, you either build it or you self-analyze. And I went from self-analyzing to eventually building it. And now I'm confident. And and how did I get there? You may be thinking, wondering, sat at home watching this. Well, there is one way to combat it, no matter what stage you're at that I just mentioned. So whether you're young and you have no confidence whatsoever, or maybe you once had confidence and for some reason lost it, or you're so self-aware that you have dug yourself into that cesspit of insecurity I mentioned before. No matter what stage you're at, you can combat it and you can build confidence through one way. Now, you're probably sat there thinking, oh yeah, you fake it till you make it, don't you? Nah, fake it till you make it is bullshit. And fake it till you make it is bullshit because no matter how much you fake it to make it with other people, you yourself know that whatever is making you unconfident is still there. And you can't fake it to yourself. You cannot lie to yourself and trick yourself into thinking you're confident because deep down you know that you haven't you're unconfident for a reason, right? And you might not know what that reason is, but you are unconfident for a reason. So that gets me onto the topic of this video. To build real, unwavering confidence, what do you do? Well, it's actually really simple. Now, the idea is really simple. actually doing it is a whole different story. To build real, unwavering confidence, you need to pick something, anything, and to get really, really fucking good at it. It can be work related, it can be sport related, it can be anything. But you need to put in the reps and prove to yourself how capable you are. And that is the only way to build real confidence, whether you used to have it or you've never had it. The only way to build real confidence as an adult is build an undeniable stack of proof that you are who you say you are. And that is a quote from Alex Hormozy. And I heard that when I was younger, and I thought, yeah, whatever. It sounds good on paper, but whatever. It's not true. Nah, it is true. And the older you get, the more you realise that. And I feel like it's something that you realise once you do start to build that undeniable stack of evidence. You look back and think, shit, yeah, I'm more confident now than I used to be. So, take me for example. What is my thing that I've decided, or so, maybe not decided, but I am getting really good at? Well, this year, or back end of last year, I got my first ever sales job. And it took me a couple of months to get into it. Depend on the depend on the industry. The industry is a bad industry to get into around Christmas time, so it took me until January to hit the ground running in terms of making sales and that kind of thing. But since I made my first sale in January, I've never blanked. I've made a sale every month this year, and slowly but surely, without thinking about it, without focusing on it, I have been building that undeniable stack of evidence that I am who I say I am, and I've now got to the point where I'm way more confident than I was before. Paired with the fact that in sales you face rejection time and time again, and learn how to push through that, I have just got a whole lot more confident. And you can get that undeniable stack of evidence from anywhere, but you have to put the reps in. So that's why I feel like some YouTubers are so confident, is because they've proven to themselves, they've put in the work, put in the reps, made videos that got no views whatsoever, and they then get views, and that's why they are confident, because they've proven to themselves that they are who they've said they are, and they've got that audience when they started with nothing. And you can do that too. You just have to pick your thing. You have to sit and think now, audit your life and think, what is it? Where do you want to be? Where do you want to be? Where in 5 years' time, if you could look back in 5 years' time to where you are now and think, I'm proud of everything I've accomplished, what would you have to do? What would you be doing in 5 years that you'd be proud of yourself for? And then work backwards. Make a 1 year plan for every year, starting at year 4 to year 5 to get there. Then year 3 to year 4, year 2 to year 1, year 1 to year 2, and then year 0 to year 1. Wow, that was hard. That was hard to think of, but I got there in the end. So yeah, I've built that undeniable stack of proof that I am who I've said I am just then. So you should be proud of me. But yeah, and start working towards that thing, man. Because if you really want to build unwavering confidence, that's the only way to do it. And you just need to pick your thing. And the older I get as well, the more I realise anything's possible. Like, whatever you want to do is possible, no matter how saturated the market is. Because if the market was so saturated where nobody new could make it, how did people still make it in that market? You know, like in the UK, a lot of people grow up wanting to be football players. And a lot of people are like, no, you'll never be a football player. It's too saturated. Nobody ever says that to a kid, but that is the same idea, right? It's too saturated. So many people want to be football players in England. But if that was true and nobody could make it, then how do still so many people make it every year? Every year there's a new wonder kid on the scene. If it was so saturated to the point where it wasn't possible, then there would be no new football players, right? And take that logic, apply it to anything, and and lock in, because no matter what you want to do, you can do it. You just have to do them reps, put in the hard work, and obviously the results will start small, but the more small results, small wins that you start to see, the more that confidence will grow and grow and grow, and the more positive feedback that you get off those small wins, the more you'll want to keep going. And it's like a snowball rolling down the hill, right? It starts tiny, but the more wins you see, the more traction you get, the bigger it gets, and the more you want to keep going until eventually you're too big to stop. And that's what I want for you, bro. I want you to be too big to stop. So make a plan, do an audit, think where you want to be in 5-10 years time, and lock in. Make a plan how you're going to get there, follow that plan, put the reps in, build that undeniable stack of proof that you are who you say you are, and that's how you get confident, man. If this video helped you, you know what to do. Until the next one, peace, brother. Love you. See you later.